You will put the inside, you will put the camera inside now?
Not yet.
Oh, because I got boxes.
Okay. Sure. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in again. Thank you to the 25 subscribers. Thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button and being part of this movement. You probably have seen this vehicle behind me, and it is not mine. Like I've said, it is my father-in-law's vehicle. It is a 99?
2000.
It's a 2000, my bad. It's a 2000 Lexus ES300. It's been sitting here for some time now. Finally, he decided that he wants to go ahead and fix it, make it better, get it back on the road. So there is an issue with it. Well, there's a couple of issues with it. One, it's been sitting for a while. That means there's going to be a lot of things that need to be changed, a lot of things that need to be fixed up, simply because they've been sitting there. They've probably been frozen now because of the rust and whatnot. But as far as the motor goes, it needs a new cam gear. What happened was with this vehicle, it has a little history. It used to belong to my brother-in-law. From there, he got into a little accident. They sold it to a good friend. The good friend actually did fix it up, and then they bought the vehicle back. On the way home, unfortunately, we thought that the engine had cracked and it had some knocking sound, but it turned out that the cam gear, I don't know if it was for the exhaust or for the intake portion, the cam gear went ahead and broke. So it's been sitting here ever since. It does turn on. It does have power when the battery's charged. I don't think right now that battery's any good, but it did move and it did work at one point. It's just been sitting here due to just other reasons that we never gotten around to fixing it. Now he wants to fix it. He wants to get it back on the road. Just have it as a secondary car instead of just sitting here collecting dirt grime. I guess you can say that. That's what it is. So let's go for a little tour before we go ahead and start moving into this vehicle. Today we're just going to go instead, look around, see what's needed to be done to get this vehicle back up and running. And that's pretty much it. All right. So, as you can see here, the timing belt is off. The cam gear is out. I don't think you never took out the camshaft, right?
The camshaft, no, it's still there.
No, the camshaft is still there. It's really just the cam gear that's out. And it'll probably need some timing. Obviously, we're going to clean up all these spider webs, get it out of here. The car's been sitting here for what, 2 years, 3 years?
3, 4 years.
About 3 or 4 years the car's been sitting here. So we're going to get it out of here. So that's one thing we need to get. The second one would be obviously purchasing all these hoses again, because this one has been leaking. So that means it's out. See, it's all been leaking. Well, that's fluid. So we got to get that out of here. Okay, a good wash. So that might be a reason for me to buy a pressure washer. Radiator seems okay, but we don't know if it's gonna hold up any pressure. So battery probably needs a new battery anyway. Okay. You can see lights do work. Okay, here's a big one though. The brakes. You can see in there they're rusted. They've just been sitting here in New York, snowstorms, rain. It's been sitting out here. It hasn't been covered. So it definitely needs new brakes. Definitely needs new tires. You can hopefully make out the cracks in the tires. So there's a good reason. Now he has been putting stuff in here just to hold it. So obviously you gotta move all that stuff out. Gotta vacuum this up, clean it up. Luckily, there hasn't been any crazy things coming in here. We've checked. There have been no droppings or anything like that. So this is classic. Look at this thing. Can you see that? It looks like a Sony to me. That is a classic. That's old. To be honest with you, for a car that's been sitting for 4 years, man, it smells pretty good in here. It's not gonna lie to you about that one. That's a good plus. Okay. The back of it. Again, Rear brakes, the same thing. It's gonna need new brakes. So hopefully nothing's too corroded, but we've already discussed it. We're gonna go for the whole new brake system. See how the lines are. If the lines are bad, then obviously we're gonna go ahead and change those out. But it'll be new calipers, pads, discs, all that good stuff. Okay. This is gonna be another thing right here. Just getting all these clips back in there. It looks like it's, you push it down and then push it down, or you push it in and then push it down. Steering wheel feels firm. It's like, you see, it doesn't, not even the dashboard has like cracks or anything like that. And for the sun to have been hitting on this, because it doesn't have anything for the window, that's pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with Lexus. Okay. So we've already identified that we need a cam gear. The camshaft is still in there. Hopefully it'll be a really easy thing for timing, and we can start the car. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Let's get a new serpentine belt. It needs a whole new suspension. We're gonna also order a new radiator because the radiator does look kind of dingy and bad. Obviously a new battery. They asked Die-Hard back at Advanced Auto, so I'm gonna go ahead and get a Die-Hard battery, just because of the history behind the company, and I used to have them before and they're great. Change out all these fluids. Yeah, they've been sitting here for some time. They've probably got some water in them, want to get them out. And that's pretty much it. The gas struts are kind of still okay, which I'm pretty surprised for a car that's been sitting for so long. And this is a pretty heavy hood, so the fact that those gas struts are just sitting there, but they are going to go in a bit. If you saw on my car, it is really easy to bring this down. So if it's windy, you get a chance of this falling on you. So we're going to have to replace those gas struts. And that's pretty much it. I mean, brakes, suspension, tires. It still is a good car. Now, suspension-wise, I'm thinking to go lowering springs. It'll give it a very sportier look, a more firmer ride. It'll actually handle a lot better. Coilovers, I don't think so. One, this is going to be driven by my father-in-law, and you obviously want a comfortable ride, but he obviously wants a little sportier ride, so we're going to go with lowering springs. Struts, obviously brand new. Brakes, rotors, tires. They will go on eBay and just pick up some decent wheels. I have seen some pictures online. These cars looking very nicely with some different types of wheels, and I think we should go that route as well. It'll just give it a little bit of a nicer look, especially with the paint. The paint does need a little better, I think, in front. We can probably maybe correct this a little bit. It looks like it wasn't wet sanded and needs to be buffed out a little bit. So we can see if we can get that done as well and clean it up. Really, there's some little grime, green mold right there, just sitting there from sitting back. Maybe we can just change those out and get the yellow lenses, which I have seen online as well. And that is all, I believe. The cool thing about this car, if you don't know, it's actually relatable to the Toyota Camry. There are some aftermarket parts for the Camry, which we can also relate to this vehicle as well. So it's not a lot. There's not a big market for it, but I believe that we can find some parts and we can maybe modify it, make them fit. So that'll be really cool. This looks like it's gonna be the project car for this house for this summer. I believe that maybe, with time and the right amount of funds, we can probably get this car running up in about less than a month and a half. Because everybody here still has them 9 to 5, and Monday through Friday, Saturdays and Sundays are really the time to come and sit down and do everything. A lot of this stuff can be taken care of in a day. As far as the suspension goes, that can be taken care of in a couple hours. New hoses, a cleaning, things like that, a couple hours. But it's just to take the time to make sure everything's fine. This way we can put it on the road, get it inspected, everything's passing, nothing's failing. And obviously when we start it, the computer is going to come up with something. So we have to put the computer up there. We have to figure out what's going on, and if any sensors that need to be changed, change them up as well. So with that said, I think that we have a pretty good project going on for the summer, and I'm excited, as well as the rest of the family is. The rest of the family is pretty, I think they're more excited to get the car out of here than to actually keep it sitting here. So that'll be pretty cool. So stay tuned, guys. Thanks a lot for everything. We'll pick up this video at the next one. I'll see you then. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care.